Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll, and today I come to you with a doll here that I'm going to work on, get one started here. This one was started actually quite some time ago, so she's going to jump the line as well. Everyone jumps the line with me. I'm going to jump the line on this one, jump the line on that one. I've been working on these dolls here. They got the whites of their eyes in, so there we go with that. We got the whites of the eyes. All of them have their whites and they're red in the middle, in the corner of their eyes, red up their nose, a little dot up the nose. So they're all coming along quite nicely. Then there'll be the color of their eyes next. Now, who is this doll? This doll here has a body that is shaped like Shirley Temple's body. She has the leg length of a little girl as well. And why is she so long? Because on the back of her back here, it says 20 with a number, with a star beside it. Now, when we look on the back of her here, there's nothing on the back here, but at all, there's nothing that says where she's from. Now, let me flip her face around. Now, as soon as I looked at her here, I started studying her and I went, no dimples in the chin. It has a Shirley Temple look, but there's no dimples in her chin, in her cheeks, but there is one in her chin. As soon as I seen that, and this number 20, though Ideal was always good at marking their dolls, right away a thought came to me who she might be. And I believe she might be an Ideal ginger doll. Ideal did use the Shirley Temple body. Sometimes you will find Shirley Temple written on the back of the head and the body. Sometimes you will just, it was a hand tag for Ginger, and you'll see this here. I have found out a lot of stuff about this Ginger doll. She's kind of a mystery doll, which we're uncovering slowly. But Ginger has the dimple in the chin. As soon as you see that dimple there, Ginger. All right. She's been sitting for quite some time, and she needs some work done to her. She has a split here, a split there. She has some missing compo here, but this is easy to fix. Between Milliput and some spackling, she'll turn out great. We'll get her looking great here. Her face is in beautiful condition. We have a little dibble there and a little problem down here. You know, something at the top of the head. But this is where her wig would go anyways. I do have her wig sitting right here, a mohair wig. So this is her wig right here. So this is what she had on her. Okay, this is her wig, which is still very doable and stylable. We can put some curlers in that. And she's going to look just spectacular on that. Beautiful little wig. I have her arms sitting right over here. They look in great shape. Nothing too wrong about them at all. Just a matter of just taking a little bit of glue off, I can see, or whatever this might be on it. Something on it here, but it's just little tiny bits. A little bit of fixing in here. Like, it's just little stuff. She could be painted up and looking really nice. And she's a great composition. That's why this is not a cheap composition. This is a very expensive composition. This belongs to a company. And that's why I'm saying to you, you know, now I do have some clothing back here. I don't know if it belongs to her or not, but there is this little dress here that came with her. There's also this slip that went underneath it. So we do have this slip. It could have been just what somebody else put on her, and it looked great at the time, you know what I mean, type of thing. So if we were to put her in this, I don't know if it really belongs to her or not. We're going to clean it up all the same. You know, it kind of looks a little bit on the big side, maybe for her. It doesn't look very little girl-like, you know, like Shirley Temple, Ginger look, you know. But it is there. It did come with a bonnet as well. I do have the bonnet. I just don't think it belongs to her. I don't know. I could be so wrong, but I've looked up a lot of Ginger dolls. It just looks very babyish. I want her to look a little girly. It doesn't have any labels in it. No labels at all that say, hey, I belong to you. You know, just because it comes with her doesn't mean it's hers, you know. Little girls change their dolls a lot. So this might have belonged to another baby doll. So seeing that, you know, I don't know. That's just where I am with her right now. It just doesn't seem to be her. But this wig is sure hers. That is hers. So we got her there's a nice mohair wig sitting here. We'll get that cleaned up. But right now, what I want to do is talk about something else. I was watching a video where I just went like this, and what they did was they wanted to get the eyes out of the head of the doll. What did they do? They took a hammer and they banged on the head. She chipped the ear, say, oh, I can fix that. Why do you want to fix that when it's okay the way it is? Before you took a hammer to her, to the doll. Then what they were trying to do is get the eyes out. That's what they wanted to do, is get the eyes out. Well, the thing is that there are other ways to get the eyes out. You don't have to take a hammer to their head, especially on a doll like this. If you look at her, she's got a lock mechanism in her. Look at, there's the lock. That means this head cannot be moved back and forth like this. She's together. You take a hammer, she's going to crumble. I would never think of taking a hammer to any doll's head. Now, mind you, she was successful in getting the head apart. One lady on there commented and said, oh, I use a rubber mallet. And I'm like, oh, no, don't even do that. We have a thing called eye pluckers. They pluck the eyes out of our dolls. They're cheap, they're not expensive, and they stay with you forever. You know, they don't go anywhere. So we're going to take these eyes out by using our eye pluckers. She's a little head, so we don't have to go deep into her, and I'm more than sure we can use this. So let's get the eye plucker. There's one in one hole. Now this is a bar that runs inside the head. It's a bar. There's a hole and a hole. You're going to put the bent into those holes, and then you're going to squeeze together. And that's what how and when you want to put them back in, you pull them open like that, and they go into little holes in the side of the head. It's very easy. Well, it can be frustrating from time to time to get them back in. It can, but I've done very well with it. You know, what they wanted was when you have a half a head, you can put them in easier. But it's not always about what's easier. It's what's also what's best for the doll. So let's just remember that. We need to remember the doll. The doll is older, yeah. This doll goes back. Now, let's talk about that. What age is this doll? Well, I see that her eyes are plastic. She has plastic eyes. Okay, but that doesn't mean that the body itself, Ginger was made in the 1930s. So if she is a true Ginger doll, this body was made in the 1930s, but they gave her, in the 1940s, they probably had old stock sitting around, and I'll tell you, plastics were coming in. So what are they going to do with all the old composition that's sitting around, and they have all these old Gingers sitting around? Well, you know what they did? They gave her plastic eyes and advertised her by saying, buy a Ginger doll. She has new plastic eyes. She has the new plastic eyes. Woohoo! You know, and that was huge back then. Believe it or not, dolls sold because of those plastic eyes. Because plastic was new, you know. You don't have tin eyes anymore. I do have other Ginger dolls that look just like her, and they have the Shirley Temple marks on the back of them, and they have the dimple in the chin. Okay, so I got one open. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just open this. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to get this into the holes. It can be touchy, you know, doing this here, but you gotta stick with it, okay? There we go, there's one in. Where's the other? Okay, come on. Come on, baby cakes. Okay, I see it. It's not in. Man, this hole is small. That's what's doing it. If not, I got smaller ones. Oh, with patience. Okay, let's try this again. So this one works that one, this one works that one. Okay. Okay, now this one. I have to get the smaller ones. Yeah, this just does not want to. Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe it's just went right when I spoke. Okay, I think we're in. Okay, let's do it. We're going to squeeze in together now. There we go. Got him out. There we go. Got him out. Okay. Now I got to get my eye pluckers out. There we go. And here we go. Get our eyes out. And there they are. There's our eyes. And what they do is they sit on here. They're called rocker eyes. And they rock back and forth. Those are her eyes. Now I can clean these up and then repaint this, all the whites and this up here. So what I paint her on her head is what I'm going to paint her eyelids with. They're just too dirty. We can clean those up and make them beautiful again. There we go. Now she's ready to be worked on. Oh, she's gorgeous. So let's do that. And I think she's going to paint up beautiful because she's just, I can see where she has some like leftover paint on her, but nothing grand. This looks really nice. A little crack there. I've seen some little stuff here. Maybe a little build up on the eyes. She'll look great again. Oh my goodness, she's beautiful. I hope you enjoyed seeing this here. You know, I know it's a bit of a struggle, but it's so worth it to paint these eyes back up again. It's so worth it. And they didn't crack. They still have the blue there. We're going to keep those colors. Those are beautiful colors. We know she had blue eyes. That's great. So anyways, we'll be working on her coming up here as well as working on these here. There's always another doll that falls into my hands. Now, I want to see what time I'm at. Okay. Just right before I go here, my friend Liz came by and she brought me a couple dolls that she found at thrift stores and yard sale. The first one here, let's take a look. We'll put her up here. The first one here, I took her head off because we wanted to see her eyes. But anyways, this is her here. I wanted to see, she has sleep eyes. And her eyes won't sleep, and I want to know why. Why won't your eyes sleep? And there must be a reason why. So we're going to take those eyes out, and we're going to take a look and see why her eyes don't want to sleep. And we'll get her all cleaned up here and get her dressed. But she thought maybe she might be Italian. She could be. Because the reason is those eyes, unless those are newer eyes. Once I take her eyes out and I take a look at her, we'll see what's going on with her here. But she has a beautiful head of hair, nice and curly. No marks on her. She's not marked at all. But she's a gorgeous doll. Very, very pretty doll. And just needs a little bit of brightening up with some more lipstick on her, red lips, I mean, and we're on our way with her. She has a toddler body and everything, so I'll get her head back on her again in a little bit, but I thought you'd like to see her. And the other doll she got me is a name doll. Excuse me. But this is a little, I call him a boy doll. He looks like a little boy, but, oh, this eye wants to come out. Well, don't you come out, eye. There we go. That eye is trying to come out. There we go, got it back in. But this one says, Sun Babe, So We, Ruth Newton, New York. The Sun Rubber Company? Something like that anyways. But anyways, isn't he gorgeous? I think it's a boy because, I don't know, like, I know little girls can have hair like this too when they're little, but I just see boy in it. So I'm going to clean him up as well, and we're going to get little lips painted up, put some blush on him, and then we can dress him up as a little baby. Isn't he cute? So we, and that's what he is. These are nice little dolls for little ones to hold in their hands back then. And they could play with them so easily, you know. And I think they came with a little bit of furniture, like a little, maybe a cradle or something, and a high chair maybe they did, or something like that. They were beautiful little dolls anyways. And these came out around the time of some of the early Tiny Tears and whatnot. These are a 50s, 60s doll. And beautiful dolls. But anyways, yeah, I thought I'd show that to him. She brought that for me today. But yeah, yeah, this is a gorgeous. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. I just never ever got around to getting one. But now I got one in my collection. And he's going to go right up on my shelf in my room once I get him all, you know, cleaned up and everything. So yay. So thank you, Liz. And She brings me all kinds of wonderful dolls. She's the one that brought me that composition doll for $1. Oh my word. But anyways, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video, seeing her eyes coming out. Do not take a hammer to your doll's head. That is just not necessary when we have other tools out there that we can use today to get our doll's heads. I know this was a little difficult. They're going to be a little difficult even to put back in. But you know what? They're worth it. We'll get them back in. That's not a problem. And I can see right inside where they're supposed to go and everything. There are little holes right in there. I can see the holes there, and I can see the holes on this side. There's little holes on each side of the ear, and that's where those eyes go in, right in here. And there's holes here, and there's holes on this side where this goes into. These little prongs go into those little holes right there, and then you put this thing back into it again, and then you pull out, and they go back in. And you got to watch how much you pull, because sometimes when you pull too much, they're too tight. You got to keep a certain amount. Now what I'll do is I'll oil these, get the rust off of this a bit, get them a little pliable. But you never can get them completely. Sometimes it's just putting them back in the way they are and figuring it out as you go. But that's not a problem. Painting them up, wonderful. I love it, love it, love it. She is ready to be restored. She's in restoration place now, so she's in the right place to be restored. So let's get her going, and we'll work on these cracks here. I think I'll just put a little bit of milliput running down right in here, seal this up. We'll put some spackling over this, or maybe I'll just lay a thing of milliput on top. There's just a little bit there, and the body's done. Like that, a little bit of sanding, and it's done. So there we go. These are not hard fixes. Very easy fixes. Like I said, a little bit on the head, and yeah, the arms look a little pitted. I can see some pitted, so I might just put some spackling on the arms here. I'll do it on the legs. I might just go around the face and just do some spackling as well. There's a little dig there where some spackling can go into. Little places like that. We'll fill this crack in too. We'll sand that down. But other than that, she looks pretty good. Like she's ready to go. She wants to get up there and get singing with Shirley Temple. This is Ginger. I believe she's Ginger. If not, she's still a cute little doll. All right, thank you for joining me. We'll be coming back with some more. Thank you, and hit the subscribe button. And if you like what this lady here, which is me, you subscribe. Yeah, come on board. Come on board here and for some fun and for doll fun. That's what this is all about. It's all about doll fun. This is what I'm about. This is a doll channel where I fix up dolls that I buy broken, and we put them back together again and give them a second life. Well, thanks again for joining me. We'll be talking to you again really soon. And leave me a comment. I do read them all. Bye-bye.